Okay, so basically this is just a continuation of the previous video where I'd set up the Windows 7 machine using the mass storage. But of course we got to the stage where we couldn't actually do anything after that, simply because I could only access it by the keyboard. So what I went away and did is and finished off the mouse sort of control with the Arduino KVM. And so basically I've got the drivers that need to go into the Windows 7. So here they are on the local machine. So this is the VNC to the remote machine, and this is the local one. So of course somehow we have to get these drivers from here. Of course we could have downloaded them on the Raspberry Pi, but this is more just a convenience thing because it's easier using the web browser on the local machine first. So first I'm going to tar them up. Alright, so that's them tarred up. So now I have to get this over. So basically I've got an SSH, so this is presuming I've got an SSH, which I would have to have an SSH connection to the Raspberry Pi. So even though this is a local network, this command would just be whatever command you'd use to connect remotely via what means to that Raspberry Pi. So even though I'm copying it locally, what you'd normally do is change the command to however the remote, whatever remote SSH or scopy command that you normally use. Yes, obviously the copying will be a lot slower. Okay, there's a problem here. I haven't resized it because I'm trying to make it okay, that should just be enough. Because what it is, this image for the Raspberry Pi, I just want to upload it. So I don't want to increase it and then have to decrease it again. It's just use up the times. Okay, so now we've got the file over to the remote Raspberry Pi. So now we have to get it onto the Raspberry Pi Zero. So now to do that, sorry, the Orange Pi Zero. Alright, so this is the IP address of it on the remote network connected up to the Raspberry Pi. This is how you'd have it. Well, as you can see, it might actually have been quicker if I'd have connected the Orange Pi 0 to the wireless. Because that's the only thing, is it seems to have a... yeah, only have a 10 base networking. Okay, so it's finally copied over. And so now if I log into the Orange Pi, okay, so now right, so we've got the file there, and so basically now what we have to do is to create a file in order so that we can attach it to the attach it to the USB storage so that the remote machine can now load our files. So of course what we first have to do is create obviously I've done a test run before, so I might as well just use the rather than typing it out. Yeah, so first you create a file that we're going to use to store the data onto. You can see this SD card's quite slow, but there you go. Alright, so the file's created now. So next thing, we have to give it a partition so that Windows can read it, because I've noticed Windows didn't seem to want to read it when it didn't have a partition on it. Okay, so now the image file has a partition on it. So the next thing, you have to actually attach it as a loop device. And then make a file system on the partition. And so then, now we just have to mount that. Okay, yes, obviously I've created a directory beforehand called HD, so I'm going to mount the loop device onto it. And go in there. So it's basically empty, so now we just have to you have to untar the files into this directory. And you come out of here and then unmount it. Just wait for it to write. Okay. Let me just now just need to detach the loop device. Okay, so that's detached. And so the next thing we just basically, first thing is I found it's better to do is actually just to start up the machine. So of course for that we just do the usual Control 9, I think. Just let the servos do their job. As you can see, it's still in mouse mode, so just need to take it out. Okay, so just log in. Okay, so it just seemed like the display had frozen on the. Alright, so now, we're in keyboard mode at the moment, so what I need to do to use the mouse is switch it over to mouse mode, and that is using Control Shift down. Oh no, sorry, wrong one. It's Control Shift up. Yeah, that's it. So now, whenever I move the mouse keys, the arrow keys, the mouse will actually move. And so I can actually move it. And basically, these jumps are big. But if I hold the Shift key, then it actually moves in small amounts. And in spacebar clicks the button. So I haven't made it so that it can click and drag yet, because, well, I don't think that's really necessary at the moment. So basically, as you can see, it's only the C drive that is there at the moment. So now, what I have to do is attach that image we just created. And if we go back to the Windows machine, there's our, wrong place. Yeah, so there is our drive attached. So then we open it up. So of course the one that we want is the LAN driver. That's the only important one, so we want to make sure we get that one first. Give it a double click. Okay, you might have had a bit of a voiceover there because I just had a phone call while I was trying to do this, but I thought it wasn't worth stopping it and having to redo it. So what I did is I also had to go and get the network lead and plug it back in. But obviously your network will already be connecting to the remote machine. And so there we have it. So basically, now the machine's on the network. So next thing we want is to see if we can get its IP address, because we don't want to be having to sit here with this mouse forever. As you can see, yeah, no, I was thinking of doing it as a joystick. So it looks like it's 100. So next thing we have to do just see this is one. Yeah, as you can see, it can take a while, but the whole point is just to okay, so I just wanted to double check. So basically, now we've got the networking up and we've got the IP address. On the, you can either forward the port through the tunnel, or you can run it a remote desktop client on the VNC session. I suppose, well, I don't know. I suppose because it's a Raspberry Pi, it's a bit slow, so you probably might get a better result from tunneling the RDP. I keep forgetting. You have to. seem to work. So let me see if I can I don't know, it's just like the GUI version is just a load of rubbish. Sometimes going on the command line is just a lot better. Okay, so finally, we're here. Yeah, so now we got a nice clean connection, no more of that squiggly lines all over the place. And it's a lot easier to administer. So there we go. We've gone from 0 to oh, actually, I just realized yeah, no wonder it was so slow. I forgot that I'm actually doing this on the loop device, which of course makes no sense. Yeah, I should have copied it over. It explains why the install was so slow, actually. Yes, that's a lot quicker. So basically, yeah, so the point of this is just as a demonstration, just to show how you can go from basically having a machine with nothing on it, a blank hard drive, using this IP KVM system, to actually ending up with a machine running Windows, installing drivers, and you can connect to it with a remote desktop. So hopefully someone will find this useful, and I don't know, might get the odd extra subscriber or two because of this, but you know, that's how it is sometimes. But yeah, so I suppose I might as well leave it at that, since the machine's running and it's on the network. And so really, I don't know, I've got some other things, so obviously additions I could make to it. But for the time being, it's doing the job that, you know, I needed to do. And so now I have to put it into service and see if I can get this machine I need to sorted out. Okay, see you.